Now I understand that I saw the very clear image of this is the linear world and this is my nonlinear thinking, and that sometimes doesn't go well together. And now I understand why.
When you were in that linear world, what job did you take?
Oh, many jobs. I was an entrepreneur. I was a consultant. I was sales. I was doing things for myself. I was a vice president in China for an animal nutrition company. I sold a TV show. I did radio. I did everything. I took pictures. I even did home decoration. Oh my God, I did so many things. I wasn't doing just one thing. So when I was homeless and I went to my own country again in the Netherlands, I wanted to find a job. That didn't work well. So I had all these experiences. I lived in different countries. I even created a TV show. That for me was really an achievement. Wow.
Yeah.
And so cool. And I had that all in my resume. I was so proud of my resume, all these different things. And then I started applying for jobs, really cool jobs. I remember that I wanted to work with the World Press Photo. I'm a photographer myself, and I wanted to work in Amsterdam with the World Press Organization. And I could do that so well. I was just working in the art world as well and doing art exhibitions. So I wanted to work there, and I sent my resume and I wasn't invited. And I was thinking, how is that possible? I know, I understand the art world. I understand the international thinking. I'm a photographer myself. I can organize everything, you name it, and I take care of it. Why am I not being invited? Now I understand why. My resume was a mess. Nobody could read my resume. Like, I can see them in front of me sitting like, who is this guy? So why is he applying for this job? What is he? We don't even know what he is. So now I would do things differently. But back then I had no idea. I thought it was about me and all my skills. It's not.
Can you share your resume if you have it by you? Pull it up and just share it on the screen.
It would be fun, right? To see all these crazy things. Yeah. Let me see if I can find it very easily. I haven't used my resume for the last
even better
1.5 years. Okay. Wow. I started during my education, international business, as a supervisor and runner at the stock exchange. I love that, taking care of all of that. Then I stopped my studies, and then I was a general manager at a grandfather clock factory. Don't ask. It's crazy. And then I went to an IT company and did partner sales, so indirect sales. Loved that job, really cool. Then I became an alliance manager for a software company, creating deals between different companies. Then I started my own company as a trainer, where I developed leadership courses, and we developed a special leadership course was accepting leadership. So we weren't training the leaders, but we were training the employees how to deal with a leader that is working like so. So we were preparing the employees how to deal with a not very professional leader. Then I created an online buying platform for trainings, because I saw this is how it works in the corporate world with trainings. That's ridiculous. Some people are making a lot of money, and it's not fair if you have a small company. So let's buy in bigger numbers all these trainings. And then I became vice president of an animal nutrition company in Beijing in China. Then I created the Wasai Media Ltd and was creating TV shows and even helping the Chinese government in advising them how to create content about their country. Then I worked for a IT company in the Netherlands to set up their franchise network. I became a consultant and CEO of a startup. Then I started working in the arts world as the director of the European Cultural Center in Belgium. And then I thought, oh, I need to create a foundation to help artists, because that's wrong how it all goes. And then I started really looking at multi-potentialites, creating a platform of interviews and everything, and that created the Octopus Movement. So everything combined created the Octopus Movement. And when I see my resume now, I'm thinking, oh my God, it's horrible.
However, the story and everything you've done is extremely varied. What was the job that you applied to and you didn't get a response from?
It's many jobs. When I got back from when I got back in the Netherlands, I applied to many jobs, very interesting jobs, and no response, none of them.
What were some job titles?
I wanted to work with an incubator. I thought, oh, this I can do very well. I can help, set up new companies and grow. That didn't work. World Press Photo, I remember that very well. I really wanted to work there. Not even I got invited for one job, and they even got me the new hire course, and that was Corona just started. So I thought, oh, I will be a Corona tester. It brings in money. I don't care. And so I did the training of the swapping in your nose and your throat and everything, and the certification. But they fired me after the training because they said I wasn't engaged enough. But I was wondering why they did some of the things that they were doing. So this was a commercial company in testing people for Corona. And I was just very curious how things were working, and I said, that's weird. If you do like this, and then it's contaminated, and then you do that, and that's weird. So they didn't want me. I was the oldest one for sure, and I was asking too many questions, so I didn't get that job. Other jobs, sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, okay.
I think I sent 70, 80 letters, definitely.
Nothing.
Yeah. Nothing.
Nothing back.
Nothing. I think about this a lot, that it would be so cool if more people would have the opportunity to have a conversation, even though their resume doesn't fit the profile. Because I think companies are missing out on brilliant people just because they don't fit the profile.
Where would you say is that line for a job that's very linear, but at the same time, there is this feeling of gut instinct and there is an art to it?
It depends on what kind of person do you need. Do you need a very linear person at the office? Then you use the strategy when you just check all the boxes. Is he good in language? Is he good in creating PowerPoints? And you can see that in a very linear structure. And if you're hiring an account manager that needs to be able to talk to everyone and be friends with everyone, sincerely, not fake, sincerely interested in everyone, then where does it say on your resume that you're able to talk to everyone, no matter what kind of background, skin color, religion, politics, gender, whatever? It doesn't say on your resume, right? You can't do any education. I know there's now an education for sales, but does it really train you to be sincerely interested in everyone? No, I don't think so.
How could you display that in a resume, that skill?
I would love it if we get eventually into the same system as we have now, extrovert, introvert. Some people put that on their resume. Listen, I'm an introvert. Just let me work behind my desktop and I'm fine. And some people, and that's your sales accountant, maybe again, I'm an extrovert. Let me work with other people. I'm very well with that. Yeah.
What can a recruiter do if they are open-minded in order to create more opportunity for nonlinear thinkers?
When you read resumes and you think, this is interesting, but it's not in line with, you put that in a specific spot on your table. and just invite these people. These resumes give you some kind of feeling, something happens. Invite them, talk to them, right? And then some recruiters will say, oh yes, I already do that, so I don't have to listen to this conversation. But trust me, I've connected with a few recruiters that I know very well. And I said, oh, I need to talk to you about multipotentiality. I understand now why my resume is a mess. And their response was, oh, did you find something new to convince me that you're not focused? That's where we go wrong, because this is nothing to do with not being focused. How I look at focus, some people really enjoy being zoomed in that area, and they know everything about that area. And please don't come with me with all other elements. You know, I'm an accountant, and don't talk to me about HR. You know, I just want to have the numbers right, and leave me out of that. If you're a nonlinear thinker, you zoom out and you do the accounting, but you do HR as well. And I think a lot of founders and successful entrepreneurs are doing this, right? They zoom out, they see everything, they oversee everything, and they zoom in and they zoom out. They zoom in and they zoom out. That's what I'm doing all the time. I do so many different projects within the Octopus Movement. It feels so good to me. I have an art gallery, I have a global art project, I have a global think tank. I teach at schools, we have global teachers, we have nonlinear specialists, everything of the Octopus Movement. I do it myself, my website, my social media, everything.
What can you tell a recruiter to be able to be a bit more convinced that within a specific job that they have, a nonlinear thinker could be more effective and more bring more to the table than a linear thinker?
Well, what you said before as well, I think it's all about the balance. I think you need linear thinkers and you need nonlinear thinkers. If your division is only linear thinkers, then you can imagine how tight everything is. So when COVID hits, when their pandemic hits, and everything changes all of a sudden, that department is freaking out. Everybody has to work from home, and your whole team is linear, right? I can't work from home. I have the kids at home. How can I work when I have the kids at home? It's impossible. We all recognize these stories during the pandemic. But we do need linear thinkers for creating structure, having single focus. Linear thinking is wonderful, but I think it's the balance. I think you always need a few nonlinear thinkers also to explain to the linear thinkers, listen, there's a pandemic going on right now. I will take care of this and this. I will help you with that. We will Zoom every morning. And you need that balance. And every company, they all understand that it's all about innovation and out of the box thinking. And I'm not talking about creating new products or new services. It's also innovation in how you connect with your clients, right? How do you make sure your client is still happy with you? Those are also innovative thoughts. How do you make sure your team works well at the office? It also needs innovative thoughts into do things a little bit different sometimes in order to get the energy going and there's happiness and focus, and you need both. In 10 years from now, I think there will be a shift on what's important in life. So now the linear thinking is dominating, and we're over specialized. So it's all about the money, career, status, latest iPhone, many likes, YouTube followers. That's what it's about now. And that will change, because it's not what it's about. And of course, it's beautiful to live in a big house and have a nice car. Nothing against that. But I think there's going to be a balance between that linear career path where it's all about the money, and we don't care if we kill climate or animals for that. And there's this nonlinear thinking, creating more sense of what we're doing together, how we are respectful for each other, and how we can create something beautiful together without destroying others or the planet or nature.